So thank you everyone for coming along on a Friday afternoon. My name's Hina. I'm one of the academic librarians and I'm here with my colleague Kat. We're both here to give you an overview of the library and library services. It's a really short presentation and there's time for lots of questions throughout. So we do have an online form that we've set up. So Kat will share a link to the form in the chat, but there's also a QR code on this slide here as well if you wanted to scan it directly to your phone. So this form is anonymous and you can ask us any questions you want about the library. We'll keep an eye on it throughout the presentation. So if you think of things, you can just pop it in the form and then we'll come back to it. But you're also welcome to ask questions using the chat as well. We'll be keeping an eye on that too. And like I said earlier, if you do want to wait until we finish the recording to ask your question, that's not a problem either. So in terms of the library and the support that's available to you, we can kind of break it down into three different categories. So there's sources, support, and spaces, and those are kind of the main areas of the library. So sources is lots of access to resources that you have through the library. So there's the print books that you'll find on the shelves in the library. But increasingly, there's more and more digital resources that you have access to. So lots of ebooks, lots of academic journals, databases. Initially, when you start, you'll probably be signposted to the resources you need to access by your module conveners and the reading lists that they set up. So they'll usually signpost you to any reading that you'll need to be doing. You can also search for our resources using library search. So on the library homepage, you'll find a search bar, which you can just type into and find any of our resources. And obviously, if you're in the library, you're always welcome to ask staff to help you find resources within the shelves or ask how to search for any of our resources. The next area is support. So there's lots of support available to you as students. So we do have a help desk at the front of the library, but you can also contact us by email and telephone if you need any help. So if it's around accessing resources, finding out how to use any of the study spaces, anything like that, the help desk can help you with that. There's also the Centre for Academic Achievement. So the centre is based within the library and the centre supports you with academic skills such as essay writing, how to reference, math support, lots and lots of different academic skills. So there's a lot of resources online that you can access through the library website. So lots of self-study guides. There are workshops that you can sign up for throughout the academic year. And you can also book one-to-one support with specific assessments with either a skills advisor or one of the academic librarians. And then finally, spaces. So there are so many different types of study spaces within the library. So on each floor, there's a silent area, which is for quiet individual study. There are quiet study spaces where you're allowed to make like a little bit of noise, and then collaborative spaces where you can work with your friends or in groups. There's also bookable group study rooms that you can use for group projects, and then PC rooms where you can come in and use PCs that don't need to be booked in advance. You just come in and you can use them. So all this information that I've just thrown at you is in a handy little FAQ that we've put together. Includes everything that you need to know as a new student about the library. And Kat has just very helpfully popped that same link into the chat. So if you need to refer back to any of the information that we're covering now, just have a look on that FAQ. Everything is covered on there. So coming back to the questions, again, if you want to scan that QR code and pop through any questions that you think of, do use it. Kat, I'll just check at this point. Have we had any questions so far?
Just doing a refresh to double check. There's no questions that have come in so far on there.
Thanks, Kat. So yeah, any questions you think of, pop it on there and we'll come back to it again at the end. So last term, we asked some of our students what they would have liked to have known about the library as new students. So we asked our student volunteers, the library champions, and we asked our student ambassadors. And these are some of the things that they wish they'd known when they started as new students. Students are allowed to borrow up to 40 books. So yeah, you can borrow up to 40 books. That's the print limit. That doesn't include ebooks. So ebooks would be on top of the 40 print books that you can borrow. So yeah, you can borrow up to 40 books. There is a leisure reading collection that we have actually. So as well as your study books, if you wanted to borrow 40 books just to read for fun, you can do that as well. The library provides one-to-one training for academic skills such as citing software and can support you with research projects and dissertations. So that's the Centre for Academic Achievement that I mentioned earlier. And yes, you can book one-to-one appointments. So specifically there, it's talking about referencing software, which would be myself, Kat, or one of us from our team, or other research and study skills as well when you come to specific projects and your dissertations in your final year, which I guess feel like a long way off right now. I wish I would have known about the Library Champion scheme and the projects they launched since my first year. So Library Champions is our student volunteer scheme. It is now live today if you do want to apply through our website. So it's open to all students, any level, any subject area, and the way it works is that there's a number of different projects that we run throughout the academic year around things we want to develop and change in the library, and our champions help inform the changes and the developments that we make. So if you are interested, have a look on our website and do apply. The library is open during many holidays. I wish I had checked the library website before assuming that it would be closed. Yes, we are open. We're actually open 24 hours, 7 days a week. And we are closed on certain bank holidays. So like Christmas Day, we would be closed. But yes, if we always keep our opening hours updated on the website. So if there is a particular date or time of day that you're thinking of using it to study, always check our website to see when we're open. I wish I knew about the loanable laptops and locker facilities as a new student. So you can borrow laptops from the library. We have short-term laptop loans, and then we have some that you can borrow for a little bit longer. Again, all the information is on our website, and we do have lockers. So you can borrow a key from the desk, and they are in the foyer. So if you need to if you're carrying around lots of books and things, you just need to store them for a couple of hours, we do have lockers available for you. How to use the IT service, online help, and in the library. So IT services are also based in the library front desk, and you can always pop in and speak to someone there at the desk when they're there. But there's lots of IT help online, including lots of guidance on different software, as well as the IT help desk. So if something is not working as it should, you can go online and report it to IT services directly. The layout of the different floors of the library. So if you go to each floor on the library, there is a floor plan and it tells you where everything is. So there's different colored zones where you can find different books by subject area, as well as the different study spaces. So if you have a look at the floor plans of each floor, it will tell you what is where. You can always flag down a member of staff as well if you're unsure where to find something that you're looking for. Specific spaces in the library, including the esports lab. So the esports lab is one of our PC rooms. It's set up specifically for esports. So the Esports Society, I think, have it booked out some evenings on weekdays. Outside of that, students can go in and use it. It is sometimes booked out for teaching, but mostly if it's not being used, you can just go in and use it. So if you do have any questions after today, the link on the slide, libraryhelp.le.ac.uk, that's where we have a lot of our FAQs. So any questions you have around borrowing, study spaces, support, all that information can be found there, which again, Kat, thank you, very helpfully has added into the chat. So if you do kind of think back, so later on in the term, oh yeah, there was something in the library that was not quite useful, but I can't remember what it is, have a look on that link there. You'll find so much information about the library. Please get in touch with us with any of your questions, like I said. Any questions? So Kat, we can go back to the form and then we'll stop the recording and come back to more questions. Have we had any questions through yet?
I've just refreshed again and there's no questions come through from there. So I guess, like you said, if people want to ask questions once we have finished recording.
Thank you. So before we start the recording, this is just a reminder of the sessions coming up next week. So there's one around well-being, another one around writing essays, and then support from the accessibility team as well. And there's a link on there to the page where I think these sessions might be listed as well. And then finally, just some more information about Arrival Weekend. It's not that far away now, actually. So there's lots going on throughout the weekend, lots of stalls and stands and lots of tours on campus and through the city as well. So if you're interested, again, just have a look at the link on that slide and there should be more information for you. Thank you. So we can stop the recording.